So my name is Dan Koeninger, and I am the division manager for the Pavement Preservation Group for Barrett Industries. Been with the company so long I can't tell you, but I joined the group in 1987. That's easy. So I have grandchildren. So Iron Man is my favorite, and you might ask why. Tony Stark has it all. He's rich. He lives in this giant modern place on the edge of the ocean. He's kind of like MacGyver. He can turn anything into whatever he needs, and he can fly. Ice cream is easy. It's got to be Grater's Black Cherry Chip.
So Cincinnati hometown favorite.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Has to be. Has to be. That and La Rosa's Pizza and Skyline Chili. Those were my next two. You know, that's really hard because I'll pretty much eat anything. I'd have to say, overall, it would be a steak from Jeff Ruby's in Cincinnati. After that, it'd be seared ahi tuna, and then the rest is all the same. The only thing I don't like is Hungarian goulash, which I was forced to eat when I was like 7 years old when my mom was in the hospital having a baby, and I got to stay with my aunt, and that's what she made. It was terrible. You know, I thought about that, and it's got to be Top Gun. And the reason is not because of the movie, but because of the sound. So when that movie came out, I had just got state-of-the-art 3.1 surround sound with a subwoofer. So I would go into the basement and play that movie over and over and over again. And it was the VHS version. That's in the 80s. But I love that. It was great. So before I was out of grade school, I decided I was going to be an engineer. So it was really easy. I think about people today. So many kids go to college and they don't know what they want to do. They don't know what their major is going to be. And it's like, that's really hard, I think, not knowing what it is. So because of me burning down my dad's garage, I decided very early on I was going to be an engineer. And that's what I still am today, I guess, to some extent. Well, yeah, I am a drummer, and I've been in a couple of different bands. So back in grade school again, we had a family band. My dad would bring, on the milk route, he'd find stuff, bring stuff home, instruments at times, a calf. He brought home a calf one time. And I got a set of drums. So went and took lessons for probably a year. We had the family band, and our biggest to-do was to actually play at a wedding all the way over the river in Cincinnati, which is a big deal for us to go across the river. And it was a great little show, nice. Hit high school, quit playing, and then when my son took up music when he was a junior in high school, he took up guitar, and then a couple of his buddies played guitars, and they wanted to have a band. So I got my drums out and actually was part of that band. Still play occasionally now. As all good bands do, you break up, right? So I just saw on the internet this weekend that our lead singer is now in another group, so it's kind of fading. But Brad and I have committed to be in the hockey fundraiser next June. Now we just got to find a singer. So if there's any singers out there, call me. You got to have a vocalist, right? The other interesting hobby is golf, and that's interesting only because I'm so erratic that I ask myself half the time when I'm out there, why am I doing this to myself? But I realize that the whole point is to be out there with somebody, having a good time, and being able to relax. So it's still fun, even though I don't score very well. That's really hard, really hard. So for me, in the formative years, it'd be the Beatles and the Who would be, that'd be my favorites. And my son and I went to New Jersey 5-6 years ago to see the Who in concert. And of course the original drummer's dead, but they had Ringo Starr's son sitting in on the kit that night. It was quite the show. I had a great time.